Partnered by Times Influence.
Hello and welcome to BASF Presents Future Perfect. I'm Parubita Chatterjee and I'm delighted to showcase to you solutions which will help us improve the standard of living while reducing our footprint on the environment, which is already under severe duress. In BASF Presents Future Perfect 3.0 in association with Times Now and ET Now, we focus on dominant themes which are conversations around the world. Themes such as cleaner air, smart cities, proactive healthcare, electric vehicles, and battery material solutions which are both sustainable and innovative. In fact, these are solutions which are reason for optimism.
Food, shelter, water, air. There is something that binds them all. From the farm to the plate, to the roof over our head, from the potion of life to every breath we take. It's shaping our lives. It's shaping our cities. Brick by brick, bond by bond, because chemistry is all it takes to make our lives whole all over again. Through sustainable innovations, using cutting-edge research and world-class technology, unraveling the secrets of chemistry for a sustainable future. For a future full of promise. For a future full of optimism. For a future that is perfect. BASF presents Future Perfect 3.0 in association with Times Now and ET Now.
Now, with human needs far outstretching our means, there is a constant need for innovative solutions to meet our daily challenges. The challenge is to improve the human condition with minimal impact to the ecosystem. Now, conceived in partnership by BASF and the Times Network, Future Perfect is a platform that addresses some of these challenges by showcasing ideas that are driving innovation towards paving a sustainable and holistic future for the world. And at the heart of every sustainable innovation lies one key ingredient. That's right, you guessed it, chemistry. So without any further ado, I would like to invite on stage the Chairman and Managing Director, BASF India Limited and Head BASF South Asia, Dr. Raman Ramachandran, for his opening address.
Thank you, Paramita. Dear customers, my industry peers, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Bolivia to India, Sergio, I will not go any further. I think I have the permission from you to just address you as Sergio. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this beautiful state-of-the-art R&D building of BASF. We call this the BASF Innovation Campus in Navi Mumbai. It's one of the two in Asia Pacific, the other one being in Shanghai. And we are here for this exclusive event, BASF's Future Perfect 3.0, powered by TEDx Gateway in association with Times Now and ET Now. Now, this has been a joint initiative of BASF and Times Network, the Future Perfect. It's been an ongoing series. This is the third edition that we have, which really showcases the power of innovation and particularly about how chemistry develops solutions for a better tomorrow. At BASF, of course, we have been doing chemistry for a sustainable future for the last about 150 years. And this is what keeps us going as one of the most innovative companies We have been developing and we will continue to develop solutions for some of the biggest challenges that we face on the planet today. Just to give you a couple of examples, from pavements that absorb rainwater to electric car battery technology that will reduce emissions, from tunnel materials that take highways underground to biodegradable coffee pots, from 3D sensing technology that makes night driving safer to noise reduction technology. We are helping to create reasons for all of us to be optimistic about the future. And as a technology company and an R&D company, optimism is in our DNA, and this is what drives us. And all of us who live here in Mumbai, particularly as you drove into this particular place from wherever you are, I'm sure that your sense of optimism declined a little bit as you got stuck in the traffic jam there. However, I must tell you, I became even more optimistic last night as I flew in back after my trip to Raipur in Chhattisgarh, in the middle of the country. Here is a city that has really transformed itself with beautiful roads and great infrastructure. Notwithstanding that, I actually went there to meet farmers with our agricultural solutions team. We happened to meet 10 farmers, and over a conversation, we asked them how life has changed for them in the last 10 years, and they said 10 years ago, they did not have a concrete roof over their head. 10 years ago, they never even dreamed of having a motorcycle, and today all the 10 farmers that we met had a motorcycle. There was a 3-year-old girl in the house that we were with, and that girl was going to play school. Yeah, so that is the transformation that is happening, and this was in a place called Damtari, not even in Raipur, about almost 100 kilometers away from Raipur. For me, this was enough reason to be even more optimistic, although I've always been an optimistic person before. I hope to receive continued support for the initiative from all of you and for making the future perfect.
Dr. Raman, thank you so much, and I'm going to ask you to come back. Because we need some more insights from you. We heard that wonderful story of Raipur and how it's evolved. We want to hear about more such transformation. So as I said, Raman, we're going to catch up a little bit. Chemistry was a subject that I did in school, always fascinated me. But I'm going to ask you to connect the dots, because here we are talking about future perfect 3.0, but the world today is far from perfect. How does chemistry come into this mix in terms of creating sustainable solutions towards a perfect world?
Yeah. So let me just take you back a step to defining the challenge that we face. Yeah? And I've been talking about this now for about 5 years, and I use a particular index that has been calculated for a number of years now called as the Earth Overshoot Day. I don't know whether you have heard of this. This is an index that is calculated by an organization called as the Global Footprint Network, and they have been doing it for about 20-25 years. It basically measures the day in the calendar year when we utilize the resource that Earth can regenerate in that particular calendar year. And by the way, for 2018, that day was calculated as the 1st of August, and 2017, it was the 2nd or 3rd of August. So it basically tells you that already we have exhausted the resource that the planet can regenerate this particular year, and we are living on borrowed resources from next year already. So that is the challenge, and if we define this a little bit further in the Indian context, with 1.3 billion going to 1.5 billion, with better economic growth, the statistic says that we will require about 50% more food by 2030, 45% more energy, and 30% more water by 2030. Now, this is the challenge that we face, and if we continue to do things the way we do, I think we will not be able to achieve, with the resources that we have. And that's where we believe chemistry is going to be a great enabler, particularly chemistry and innovation, which is going to help us to come up with sustainable solutions. And let me give you one quick example of this. Our Prime Minister just recently announced the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme, housing for everyone by 2022, which means millions of houses that needs to be constructed very rapidly. And we have a technology called as the smart dynamic concrete technology that makes laying foundations faster, easier. It benefits by labor productivity up to 5 times, which means faster construction, and replacement of concrete up to 40%. Now here is an example of how a technology can really help you to even emphasize that yes, it is possible to achieve this. Technology is not going to be a hindrance. So that's an example of how chemistry helps.
Indeed, it's amazing how a 150-year-old company like BASF has managed to continuously innovate and keep itself really at the edge of providing the latest and, in fact, technology that we haven't even dreamt about and solutions we haven't even dreamt about. How does a company do that? Because today more and more companies, including startups, are finding it a challenge to stay relevant. And when you especially have a goal such as sustainability, how does a company like BASF manage to focus on sustainability while maintaining its relevance in the current fast-changing world?
So great question, and I think I have to really take you back to the history and the series of successes that the company has. So it's, that's something that we are proud of, and I think each of our employees kind of have these stories at the back of the mind. And the reason why we have survived for 150 years is already an example. We may not have called it as coming up with sustainable solutions, but the company has always been cognizant of what are the challenges that the society faces and tried to come up with solutions that solve the challenges and hence make profits out of solving those challenges and just not going after profits. So that's one, the history and the several examples of successes and the stories that we have which keep us going. The other is that we spend about 1.8 billion euros on an annualized basis in research and development, and that's a lot of money that we invest, and 1 out of 10 employees in the company is involved in research and development. So you will, on a daily basis, always encounter somebody who's doing research. So that's the second aspect of what keeps innovation going in this organization. The third and most important when I think about it is the broad portfolio of customers and industries that we serve, from farmers to high-end manufacturing of automobiles. Now, if you are then working for BASF, you will have to naturally be a curious person. Because when you encounter such a large array of customers, I think it is reasonable to ask questions, what do we do with them? And that keeps us curious. And because of that, one of the most important things that we do is to co-create with customers. Our people are constantly in touch with customers to try and understand what is their need for tomorrow and how our research can help. And last is infrastructure. So if you think about where we are sitting, this is our R&D center, and right next to us is a building which has got all our sales and marketing people, which facilitates continuous interaction between research and sales and marketing. And this is what keeps innovation going in our company.
Indeed, it's a beautiful building that I came into, and it was quite an eye-opener. So there you traced the legacy of innovation at BASF, and I think the legacy of curiosity. I could see it in yourself, your story that you just shared as far as Raipur is concerned, visiting it after more than a decade. But here we are talking about future perfect. So in that sense, just leave us with your insight in BASF's view of the future. What does future perfect really look like to you and to the company?
So to the company, it is all about converting challenges into business opportunities through research, innovation, and chemistry. Yeah, and at a personal level, for me, it is about being able to walk out of here and breathe clean air, being able to walk out of here and see a lot more greenery. It's about being able to leave this planet a better place to live than what maybe we inherited. And lastly, to Louis Armstrong's song, to be able to sing What a Wonderful World. Yeah.
That's a wonderful note to end on. Thank you so much, Raman, for joining us. So there you heard it from Raman Ramachandran. Let's give him a warm round of applause. Welcome back to BASF Presents Future Perfect 3.0 in association with Times Now and ET Now. a show which focuses on the chemistry which comes into play when we focus on sustainable innovations. How many of you have allergies or suffer from allergies? Come on, there have to be more than that. Nobody in the front row? Okay. I know that allergies are the bane of my life. So when our next speaker came up with his very tiny solution, I said, my God, where have you been all this time? Let me not talk about him anymore. Let's bring him on board. Introducing to you our first speaker of the session, Prateek Sharma.
Today I'm here to talk about two things. Firstly is air pollution. As we all know that air pollution is a major problem in our country. We have recently seen a report from WHO where they have listed 14 Indian cities amongst the top 15 polluted cities of the world. Then I came to know that it's a problem of million other Indians. That's when I decided to enter into this field and devise nasofilter and its technology along with my other teammates. How many of you have seen this warning? It's there on every cigarette pack, only because government has a mandatory regulation for this. Because every cigarette you smoke cuts your lifespan by 11 minutes. The city I am in, Mumbai, and the city where I come from, New Delhi, are far more injurious to my health than this little pack of cigarettes. And this is not just about Mumbai and Delhi. Air pollution is a massive global problem. Let me show you how. New York works totally under WHO standards. London, a bit higher. But do you know which is the most polluted city of India? It's Kanpur. And what is even worse is, we have 14 Indian cities amongst the top 15 polluted cities of the world. The oxygen percentage has gone down to a staggeringly low 15% in most of these cities. And what is even more alarming is, anything less than 7% will not be able to support human life. Now let me show you what the air we inhale does to our lungs. This is how our lungs are meant to look like. But this is how they look like when we live in cities. What are these black deposits on our lungs? It's majorly an accumulation of PM 2.5. Think of a strand of our hair. PM 2.5 is 40 times smaller than that single strand. These are so small that they even mix into our bloodstream and become part of our system. And because of this, every 23 seconds, someone just like you and me in India is dying because of air pollution. Our team at IIT Delhi has developed a very thin line between a grim polluted reality and clean environment. We understood that to restrict PM 2.5, the pore sizes of a filter membrane should be smaller than the particle entering it. To do so, we made a filter which has millions of more pores on a unit area than a usual fabric. I want you to visualize a home where your windows, your doors, and your curtains are only letting pure air to pass through it. And today, this visualization has transformed into reality. A mosquito net can easily prevent mosquito. But what about sand? What about construction dust? And what about water? And what about pollution? But at the same time, our pollution net can not only protect mosquito, but also sand, construction dust, and rainwater. And you can simply clean this with a cloth. Now, what about outdoor pollution? 30 million Indians are suffering from asthma, but none of this mattered to me until my mother fell prey to this problem. She has for years been suffering from this increasing air pollution and smoke. It has always troubled me, and my eagerness to solve her problem was my first step towards finding a solution for billions. And then, after many trials and errors, this idea struck. To produce something that doesn't go inside your nose and doesn't cover your face either, and at the same time prevents all the pollutants that are entering into your body. And this results in nasofilters. Let me show you how easy it is to apply. And it's done. So it's a patch which sticks onto your nasal orifice and is made up of a similar filter. So what started as a journey to help my mother is now a solution for all of us. And I believe that nasofilters is a nano solution produced by India for a massive global problem.
Anybody has any questions for Prateek?
Yeah, fantastic innovation, Prateek. Are there any standards governing this product? Is it an OTC product or it's to be sold through prescription, and what standards?
It's a lifestyle product. That's how we are actually promoting it. But although having said that, these are also very much efficient for somebody who is having pollen allergies or any kind of respiratory allergies or even asthmatics.
Prateek, thank you so much. Your mom uses them as well, right? No more dusting with the dupatta. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Prateek.
In today, in the world, there is a lot of things that you see every day in the newspaper or you see in the television, which can leave you less optimistic about the future. And you also see a lot of things in the environment today which makes you less optimistic. So our thoughts about Future Perfect is that we want to really showcase that, there are technologies that are available to solve the problems that we face on a daily basis, and hence there is a reason to be optimistic. So that's the key driver of the whole Future Perfect. It is to showcase technology, particularly how chemical technology helps to address some of those issues.
So sustainable living centers around innovation, and it is through innovation that we can hope to lead holistic lives in the future. We'll be back with more such enthralling knowledge sessions, but that'll be in the episodes coming up. Until then, goodbye.